Howdy, viewers, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Here I am, Lord of Shadows, here tonight to do One Piece Chapter 796 review. Before I get to the main chapter and everything, I just only wish to say that this week's chapter was really quite simple, but it was still good. We had some comedy. We have some a little bit, full explanations, a little bit more about Main Shadow's powers and the Chichi-Nomi. We have some old faces, appearing for the first time since the 2 years time skip. And of course, that's all, because the last part of the chapter was mostly, the Straw Hats and his allies and everybody, just running away from Dressrosa, because after these 3 days, or should I say, at the third day, Fujitora decide to go after Luffy and Law. After 3 fucking days of thinking and rolling dices, because he said when Tsuru and Sengoku, that's right. Before I get to the main part, I just want to say yes. After 2 years time skip, we finally saw the old lady himself, Granny, Vice Admiral Tsuru, and former Fleet Admiral, and now General Inspector Sengoku. Before I get to the main chapter and everything, I just only wish to say, something that I really forgot to mention in chapter 793, after everybody hear about Doflamingo's defeat and everything. We have a scene, where in Battleship, Tsuru was talking to someone and she mentioned General Inspector. Yes, I forgot to mention that. I knew it since the first time, and when she mentioned General Inspector, and I thought in the beginning, who this General Inspector is? And then I remember, thanks to One Piece film Z, Zeto. After that, I just remembered that the only General Inspector the Navy have is the former Fleet Admiral Sengoku. So she was talking to him that time at the battleship, and now we even know where they were heading. They were heading to Dressrosa, because this chapter they arrived in Dressrosa at the south coast, I think. Yeah, the south coast. And discussing, about the Fujitora's action, why he wasn't chasing, after Straw Hats and Law, and Sengoku was even discussing that, the arguing, the negative one, that Akainu and Fujitora had and everything. And of course, the one funny thing that Sengoku ever said was, haha, I'm glad I'm not Fleet Admiral. After all this time, I'm glad I'm not the Fleet Admiral anymore. Yeah, it was really quite funny, because really kind of odd, because I always saw Sengoku, as some kind of straight up, hardcore guy, who always follows the manuals, or should I say, who always follows the rules, and like disciplined, with some kind of, how can I put it, all self-confident and respect and everything. So, it was really kind of weird, to see him, saying a joke after all this time, before the time skip. It was really quite impressive, because, seeing, telling a joke like, ha ha ha, thank God I'm not the Fleet Admiral anymore. It was really quite impressive, because Tsuru, the old lady, she still remains the same. So, at the beginning of the chapter, we had, like I said, Tsuru and Sengoku finally showed up and everything. And of course, I have to say that this, for Sengoku I'm talking about, this is his first post-time skip manga appearance, because the first Sengoku had a post-time skip appearance, but yes, in a One Piece movie, One Piece film Z, because even if it was non-canon, the character design looked the same. So somehow we had in this movie, we had that early revelation how Sengoku will look like after this 2 years time skip. So in the show words, you know what I meant. So that was one of the parts. So the other part was when they arrived at this some kind of marine camp, something like that. Because at the third day, it appears that we find out that after these 3 fucking days, Fujitora was rolling dice, to wait for the right moment, the right, should I say, number on the dice, so he can make his move, and and decide if he's gonna go after Law and Luffy, and or not to, or just let him go, like a few times Aokiji did. Because if you remember, if Fujitora is on the same personality as Aokiji, maybe he's gonna he's gonna fake to go after them, or maybe he will go after them, like at the end of the chapter, because he did, because he said to Tsuru that just give me a number. if the die will show some number that is not number one, then we go after that. And of course, it wasn't 1, it was 6. So call all units, all Marine squad, capturing the Straw Hats and all the pirates and fighters of the Colosseum that are hiding in the King Riku's palace. So you know what I meant. So the only thing I wish to say about this. So I don't know, because it take him so much to think about it. So I don't know, because maybe he was waiting. I don't know, because maybe he was waiting for Luffy to awake, to be awakened. That he somehow how I see it, maybe Fujitora gave him some kind of a head start. To make sure that he escaped, because after all what he did for Dressrosa and everybody, he deserves, somehow Fujitora, really deserves, to let him go. But I don't know, maybe it's gonna be like, for example, like for Okiji and Garp, like it was in Water 7. They were trying to hunt them down, even they knew they're gonna escape. So maybe this is like it was in Water 7 and in Alabasta. Maybe this will be the same. Maybe this in Dressrosa in arc, when Fujitora makes his move, maybe this will be the same thing. I don't know, but we'll see. So let's go one step by another. So the other step is that we find out in this chapter, that Mancherry somehow secretly came to the Marine camp, and we find out that her healing abilities can increase using donated blood, because somehow when she came to the Marine camp, she said that with her powers she wanted to help people, to cure them much more quickly than than a normal curing process goes in some sort of way. So somehow it was really quite impressive and touching, because even after whatever Leo said about Mancherry's personality, that she's stubborn, hardcore, hard-headed and arrogant, selfish, and all that kind of crap. So it was really quite impressive. Even if Tsuru was an old lady, it was really quite funny. Just seeing her say, "Oh, how cute! Oh, she's really cute," and all that kind of that. Because everybody, when they see a dwarf, they always say that they're cute in some sort of way. So that was one of the part, of the Marines. And after Mancherry came there, like I said, and offering her help, because she was using the same technique. I don't actually recall how it was called, her disability, but on the flower shape, somehow to help people to be cured faster. That was her own goal when she came to the Marine camp. Somehow the other part is that everybody was celebrating that finally King Riku returned to the throne. Even everybody knows that he will, and he finally did. Hooray for that! Even if he does not deserve, some people say that he does not deserve. But don't worry, because he said that he returned to the throne. But he said to King Isabella, the main part of the castle, he said that he intends to give to Rebecca the rule as a queen in the future, because it appears like how he said to Isabella, it appears like he don't intend to be kings for so much for a very long time. So somehow like for example like you want to be president, you be for a few years, and then the role of the president goes to another. That's how I see it. Fuck it. That's how I see it, because that's how I see King Riku. Because like I said, he returns to the throne, but he said he will intend to give to Rebecca the role as a queen in the future. So I don't know. I know what will happen, but somehow Isabella was disagreeing about that, because he was afraid that she's gonna be stubborn like her own mother Scarlet. But I don't know, because everybody knows that sometimes like mother, what they say, like father like son, like mother like daughter. So I don't know. For now, we don't see any kind of effect that she's like Scarlet, or whatever. We'll see. So after all that, we have a few scenes, seeing that after all the gladiator suit, we finally see Rebecca in some, fancy dresses and everything, to see that she is like a real princess. And of course, Viola staying there and watching her, like finally we are at peace and everything, and everybody's happy, celebrating all this stuff. Because after all, every time when Straw Hats always save some kind of a country or a city or people, they're always celebrating. That's one of the main things that happens at the end of an arc. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows. So that's one thing. The other thing is that Rebecca's relationship to Kyros remains a secret to the public, just because, because of Kyros, and when they were arguing with the Riku family, and of course even with Rebecca, that they will say to everyone, and Dressrosa, that Scarlet was married to a charming prince, and he died at war, and somehow, to live secretly with him, she had to, she's supposed to be dead. She's supposed, to be herself, dead, like she really did, in the flashback when we're talking about Kyros. It's only that the main role of Kyros is taken off, and is, how do I say, they put some kind of a unknown, fake, charming prince. Because somehow, Kyros, he only wanted, that everybody could be safe, and he was afraid, that if he returns to the palace and to the royal family, how can I put it? Fuck it. Let's just say it like this. So he was afraid to return, from the shadows to the light. He was afraid because after all the horrible things what he did in the past, and all the nightmares of all these 10 years, and the death of Scarlet, he thought that for the good sake of Rebecca and Riku, this would be the best way, to keep them safe, and something like that. So, not only because, like I said, I repeat, not only because of his past and what he did when he was younger, but also because of the Riku family and mostly Rebecca. Because after all, he said to Luffy and everybody, even if Luffy was disagreeing with that, even after he was eating and everything, being sometimes being sad, sometimes being mad, sometimes being confused, he was disagreeing for all these things what Kyros said. Because like Zoro said, and like Usopp and Zoro said, Luffy didn't buy that shit. Even I didn't. Oh, and by the way, even after we, seeing everybody there, fixing, all fixed up and everything, and cured, I even saw that after, the Frankie, after he fixed his eye, now he has a scar over his left eye, because it appears like, Signore, a real big number in. He really did. So, oh well, what they say, battle scars. So, Frankie, after all this time, he finally will have been gifted with a scar of war, a war scar, a battle, a scar of a battle, a scar of battle, whatever, fuck it, you know what I mean. That's one of the main things. So the other thing is, like I said, everybody, was in the cottage, all cured up and everything, and of course, on that, at the same time, here we have Bartolomeo entering the cottage, and of course, saying, the same shit, like a true fan. Fire the straw hat. Zoro senpai, Luffy senpai, really, could you give me an autograph and all this crap, like a real big, crazy, fanatic fan. And, seeing all the 5 members going, it's like laser beams on me, my eyes and everything, I can't see them, they're so shiny, they're so beautiful, legendary, all this kind of theatrical drama queen, like Bartolomeo always is when he sees Luffy, Zoro, on any single member of the Straw Hats. I mean, you know what I meant. So there's one of the main things, and the last part of the chapter was that, like he said to Tsuru, just give me a number that it's not 1, and we're gonna go after Luffy and Law. And of course, after 1, it's not, it's number 6. So. Here's Fujitora, calling all units, Marine Squad, please, capture Luffy and Law, and all the criminals of the Critical Coliseum and fighters, and all the pirates, hurry up! And of course, and after all that, when Fujitora finally made his move in the 3rd day, everybody, all the Marines, soldiers, everyone was running through the palace, running towards the palace, and trying to capture everybody else. Even if the citizens, they don't agree with that, they still have to, Fujitora for now will be doing his duty. And even how after, at the end of the chapter, he said that, like he said to Luffy, now then, has your luck run dry? Allow me to criticize or find out with all my might. So somehow, I don't know, because somehow, I see that it's gonna happen like it happened in Water 7 and in Alabasta. The Marine, for example, Alabasta, he was hunted, from Smoker, and in Water 7 he was hunted by Garp and Aokiji. And in all sorts of ways, even the Marines were trying to hunt them down, they always escaped. they always escape, and they did escape. So in some way, like for example, like Garp and Okichi in Water 7, when they were trying to hunt them down, they knew, even if they're doing their duty, they knew they're gonna escape. They knew they're gonna escape. So in some way, maybe the same thing is gonna happen in Dressrosa. Maybe somehow Fujitora with all that, awakening and everything, waiting until the third day. Maybe give them, some kind of head start. Somehow, so we can fake, so we can say to Tsuru and Sengoku, oh, they got away. I did the best I can, somehow, to leave them alone for now until the last day, until the next time they met and hunt it down for real. That's how I see it, because that's how I see, in this chapter and everything. So that's how I think it. So overall, like I said, before I get into the other things of discussion, I only wish to say that this chapter was really quite simple. So I would give him, I don't know. I was really happy to see Tsuru and Sengoku back, and for them and for a little bit comedy and everything, I would rather give a 7. A 7 out of 10. A 7 out of 10 is fair enough. Because sometimes all they give us a few chapters, excitement, surprise and everything, and then after all that, everything goes back to normal. Everybody knows that. So fuck it. So here it is. But still, all did a good job, and I was really happy to see Sengoku and Tsuru back. I really was, and I really am. So that's one. So there's one thing. The other thing that I forgot to mention is, when they when Kiro's reported to everyone, the Marines are coming and everything. I forgot to mention that when Bartolomeo came to the cottage, he said that Luffy Senpai, I will guide you. Just keep running. Running. I think it was east straight for the harbor, because yes, it was a harbor. I think it was east, straight east, something like that. Because he said that so that you could wake at your will and leave this country when you wish. And he even mentioned that all the allies, or should I say the Korea Colosseum fighters, have been still and are waiting on standby at points along your route. And there's a ship in the eastern harbor as well, because they were all wondering, how the hell they're gonna leave Dressrosa, because Sanji and the others have the Sunny, and they have to come to them. They have to, they have to contact them. They have to go back. Well, same way, because some way it really reminds me of Arlong, of Bharat Arc. Remember when Nami stole the Going Merry? Remember? When she stole it and ran to Arlong Park, to the island, to the island, where Arlong was the main villain. So the thing is the same. Only that this time she was not escaped. They were only separated because of Luffy's order. So that's one thing. So there's one thing. The other thing is, what I forgot to mention is that after they were all running, the Bellamy, Law, Bartolomeo, also Usopp, Frankie, everybody else, they were running, after when they were running, towards the ship and everything, this east side of this kind of harbor, there you have Luffy standing, like just saying, keep going, I just remember I have to do something. I need to do. Go on, I'll catch up with you later. And the last part of the chapter, we say, when Viola said that because after her powers, Viola was seeing that they were running away, they were chased by the Marines, and she said that they're going to embark soon. And Rebecca said, no, I didn't get a chance to thank Lucy yet. So maybe the reason why Luffy standing and said, I forgot to do something. Maybe that was the thing. Maybe he would just remember to go to Rebecca and see her to see her one last time, so she can thank him, and so he can tell her goodbye. So that's how I think, and I believe that is the reason why he stopped running. That's how I think, and that's how I think it will be. So like I said, here I am done. The chapter overall, like I said, I will say it again. The chapter was simple, but was good. With with a lot of comedy, a little bit of action, and we're seeing Tsuru and Sengoku returning back, and it was quite impressive, and it was good. So here I am done with the chapter. Rate the video, comment, subscribe, give me a positive, give me something to personally think about this chapter. I'm really happy to see Tsuru and Sengoku back. Really I am. What will happen after Fujitora give them the order to capture them. So drop your like, I will appreciate that. And for subscribers, really it's not that difficult to use a mouse, click a click. Really, it's not difficult. Please. So here I am done. Drop me a like, I really appreciate that. Peace everyone. Have an awesome rest of the day. See you around. Oh, by the way, in Europe, see you, have a nice rest of the night. The other side, have a nice rest of the day. See you around.